I'm pretty sure all of you would have had tried some kind of coconut curry at some point in your life. And generally they have mixed reviews. But today, after watching and trying this recipe, I'm sure you will be pleased. And even those people who don't like coconut milk, you will change your mind. This is a recipe I learned at a restaurant in which I was working a couple years ago, and the taste of which still lingers in my mouth. And yes, you won't find a recipe like this anywhere else on the internet, but only here on Ghee and Spice. So make sure you watch the video till the end. Let's go. So for this recipe, I will be using boneless chicken leg and thigh. Cause why not? They are thick, juicy and pack much more flavor. Deboning chicken leg and thigh is pretty simple. But first, make sure a knife is sharp. Otherwise, this endeavor will turn out to be a mess. First, take off the knuckle. Then make a cut on the leg from the inside. And also make a cut from the inside of the thigh as well. Make sure the upper side of the bone is clearly visible. Scrape it well. Now slide a knife under the bone near the knuckle and simply cut off all the tendons holding the meat and the knuckle. Slowly hold the leg vertically and start scraping the meat along the bone until the leg is completely deboned and the middle joint is visible clearly. Repeat the same process on the thigh side as well until both these bones are clearly visible and are sticking out. For the last part, there is just one joint holding the meat together. Put each bone between each of your finger and scrape along the joint clearly, taking off the bones completely. You can either throw the bones away or you can make a good stock out of it and you can use it later for soups and curries. There you have it, deboned chicken leg and thigh.
Now, you can either do this or completely skip the part and use normal curry cut. But you see, this curry is quite rich in flavor and texture. And you don't want the bones interfering with you and the beautiful meat. So just a tiny bit of effort is quite worth it.
Once you have deboned, the marination is pretty simple. Just some salt and turmeric. Mix it well and keep aside. 4 leg and thighs will generally give you about 500 grams of boneless meat. Again, it depends on the size of your bird, could be more or less. We will have to make a masala paste for the curry. For that, in a blender jar, add in half teaspoon or 3 gram of fennel seeds, half teaspoon or 3 gram of cumin seeds, 1 teaspoon or 7 grams of red chili powder, 1 tablespoon or 15 gram of coriander powder, 1/4 teaspoon or 2 grams of turmeric powder, and 15 grams of ginger peeled and roughly chopped. Grind it fine. Now add some water. Remember, we want a fine paste. So keep adding water and grind until you reach this consistency. Smooth and creamy. Now keep this mixture aside. Let's cook these boneless chicken leg and thighs now. In a hot pan, add in about 2 teaspoons of oil and let it get nice and dripping hot. We want a golden color, so your pan should be hot. Add in the thighs, 2 at a time or depending on the size of your pan. The problem here is, if you add too much, the meat will release a lot of water and your chicken will boil instead of getting seared, and we really don't want that. So add in 1 or 2 and let it sear on one side for 3 to 4 minutes or until they get this lovely and nice golden color. Remember, color equals flavor. This applies to almost all foods. And no, I'm not talking about food coloring, I mean browning and caramelizing. Now turn your meat and cook it on the other side for another 10 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown on the other side as well. Take it off and let rest for at least 10 minutes. If you cut it immediately, your chicken will be swimming in its own juices. I mean, it will release a lot of juice and you just don't want that. Once rested, cut the thighs in your desired sized pieces. Generally speaking, it is about 1/4. That is what most people prefer. And hold on, not just for this curry, you can use this in sandwiches, even pastas. Of course, skip the turmeric if you're doing so. But this is far better than the chicken breast meat. Trust me, you will definitely feel the difference. Moving on, like what most Indian recipes call for, we will also need 200 grams of sliced onions and 220 grams of sliced tomatoes. Slice them thick, no need to go too crazy on them. Now in the same pan in which you seared the chicken, add in about 60 grams of ghee. Let it heat and add in the onions. The pan was packed with juices and flavor of the chicken. Why would anyone want to waste that? unless you're a vegetarian, in which case you probably won't be watching this. Anyway, we want to cook the onions until nice and light brown. Once they are perfectly cooked, add in the sliced tomatoes. Mix them. Cover and let cook for 10 more minutes on a medium flame. After 10 minutes, tomatoes have cooked. Now fry them without the lid for about 10 more minutes until this mixture resembles an onion tomato jam. I just love to have this over toast in the morning. Anyways, now keep this aside, we will need it later. Finally, it's time to cook the masala paste that's been waiting for so long. In a hot kadai, add in about 40 grams of ghee. Once it heats up, add in half a teaspoon of mustard and let them crackle. Now add in half a teaspoon of cumin, 2 whole sprigs of curry leaf or roughly around 10-12 leaves, 3 small slit green chilies and 10 grams or 3 dry red chilies. Cook this for a few seconds and add in the masala paste. Cook this paste until all the water evaporates and it slightly starts leaving oil from the sides. Once it's done, add in the onion and the tomato jam with all the ghee. Mix it well and cook for 5 to 6 more minutes. Now it's time to add in the star ingredient of the recipe, coconut milk. I got canned, you can use coconut milk powder as well. Or if you want to do it the hard way, squeeze the milk out of freshly grated coconuts. Just make sure the milk should be thick, or if you're doing it the hard way, it should be the first extract. Now add in about 400 ml of this and incorporate this well. Look how creamy it looks and the color is just amazing. Now add in all the pieces of the chicken and mix and let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Add in about 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of tamarind pulp to this. It will give it a sour kick. Also taste and season with salt. Now be careful here because we had already seasoned our meat pretty generously with salt, so don't add too much here. Once it starts simmering, do not let it boil too much. Once it starts simmering, your creamy, spicy and rich South Indian curry is ready. That is it guys. The curry is now ready and it is best enjoyed with a Malabar paratha, which I've already made in a previous video. Click the I button on the top to check it out. And let me tell you one thing, this is just perfect. The sweetness of the coconut milk, the rich ghee, the spices and the sourness of the tamarind. It just blends in like magic, giving you the smooth, rich, slightly sweet and sour flavor all in one bite. If you liked watching this video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends and family, and we upload new videos every week. So subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss our latest video. Thank you for watching.